This is So again, and this will be a rather short recording, but I wanted to focus on just different things that had occurred and have occurred for me during my caregiving years. So this one is on how to talk to doctors so you actually get some answers. Have you ever walked out of a doctor's office a little bit more confused than when you went in? Leaving without real answers really does happen to so many caregivers. So today, I'll show you how you can talk to doctors so that you get the answers that you need. So I'm going to give you 5 short tips that you can use that will help you to get the answers that you need. The first one is writing it down, keeping your top 3 to 4 questions on a notepad. Don't go in with 50 questions, even though it may sometimes feel like that. But your top 3 to 4 questions written on a notepad. That's number one. Number two, keep a health log, or and that might be just on note paper if you're older and old school like me, or on your phone if you're a little bit younger. You want to write down any symptoms, medications, changes, or anything unusual. Doctors appreciate clear information. And when they have clear information, they're able to give you um, better better advice. If you remember, I think in a previous video, I talked about my sister and I having witnessed our mother, our mother's change in personality a lot of the time, and going to her neurologist, who was really one of the best doctors we could have ever had, and saying to him, you got to give her something or you got to give us something, but somebody's got to have something in order to be able to cope. And we laugh somewhat about that, but it was difficult remembering that this was not the same person who raised us. This was not the same person who we went to for advice. I mean, on occasion she was, but a lot of the times she wasn't. And that was something that we had to get used to. And sometimes just to be able to laugh about, to keep from feeling the levels of sadness that sometimes brought on. Um, but number 3, um, don't be afraid to ask for clarity. Sometimes doctors, and they're trained this way. They will give you information, and they'll start spouting off in medical jargon. But you can very clearly say, with politeness, but you can ask for plain language. You can just simply ask, okay, you know, I think I got that, but would you mind speaking to me or explaining it in plain English so that I can fully understand? And most of the time, the doctor is going to repeat it back to you in language that you can understand. Number 4, remember to repeat back what you think you heard, just to be clear. Um, example, what you're saying is, we need to run blank number of tests and then come back in 2 weeks. Is that what I heard you say? And you want to be sure because I don't know about you, but doctor's appointments um, are not always the easiest to get. And number five, if possible, bring a second set of ears. Um, and that doesn't include the patient. Okay. Sometimes the patient, and even if the patient is able to articulate and they can speak, it's a little different when you are the one that's the patient. Okay. So that way, if you bring a second set of ears, like usually my sister and I would go together. That way, one of you can listen intently and repeat back to what the doctor has said, and the other person can take notes. And if you are able, you can later on, not in front of the patient, but compare notes. And so that way you've left with your questions answered, not always the way that you wanted them to be, um, but you have a clearer understanding of what's going on or what the next steps are. So when you come across as a professional, um, and that's if you're a family caregiver or a paid caregiver, it really doesn't matter. But you have your questions written down, you repeat back, you ask the doctor for plain English, and that when you leave, you at least know kind of what your next steps should be. So if that isn't clear enough for you, please comment, or if it helped you any, please comment below. And the other thing that I would ask, if you feel like you would like to join my school community, comment below, and I will see you in the next one.